Hello again. Well, in my last video I showed my little lathe, which I've had tucked away in my workshop for quite a while. In fact, it's not been out and been used for maybe 5 years or so. Now I've set it all up with the motor and the counter shaft, and I've got a few accessories and bits there for it, but what I haven't done yet is clean it up. And in fact, this is all set up and still got all the dirt and stuff on from the last time I was doing anything with it. So put on the magic cleaner, and voila, the magic cleaner has done its job. Well, more like 3 hours with WD-40 and some 3-in-1 to lubricate it. But anyway, it's far from spotless, but now is much cleaner, and all the moving parts all move in the way they're supposed to. I've also fitted the little 3-jaw chuck instead of the centres, as I had it turning between centres previously. Well, it started to turn it okay, but it popped out of the jaws of the chuck. Now, something I remember doing before was binding the chuck with tape. This is because this chuck has just got a hand tightening on it. There are no holes for a chuck key, so you can't really tighten it as much as you'd like to. And also, not supposed to have the piece of material sticking out as much as on here, but because it's such a small chuck that even material of this relatively small diameter won't go through the hole in the middle. So either it needs to be turned between centres, or it needs to stick out a little bit more than ideal. Anyway, let's give that another go. Right, well, I've got a piece of steel in the chuck now. I probably should be using cutting fluid, which I do have some of for this, but for a few light cuts it probably will be okay. I'm using the same tool that I was using before. I am wearing eye protection, so let's put that on again. Make sure that's up tight. Now, this piece of steel does go back into the chuck, so it's got much less chance of actually flying out, but even so, I need to keep an eye on it. So what I've done is I've just wound the tool along and made sure that it can just touch, and then basically back it off of it. So I should find now that when I turn it on and approach the work item that it won't cut at all, and then I just move in very slightly and it should just take the rust off. So even there you can see the rust has come off slightly, so I'm in just a little bit too far. Let's move it out. That's not touching there at all. Move it in slightly. Just about there now. Rust is coming off. Right, well, as you can see, I was taking things in very slowly there. So this gauge here, or this control here, has actually got quite a lot of slack on it. So I had a few attempts when I wasn't doing very much. There, interestingly enough, on camera, it's caught. The belt has broken. Now, that basically means it's going to be end of story for the minute, because I don't have a spare belt for that. It was one I made up some years ago, and it's given up the ghost. But basically I just need to reheat that and put it back together again, or maybe buy or make a better belt. But anyway, you should just be able to see that I've got a nice smooth piece of steel there. Now this lathe is much better at cutting things like brass, and it will cut plastic quite nicely too, but as you can see from slightly earlier on in the video, I had a few issues with holding the piece actually in the chuck. Still, it will cut, but you do have to take things very slowly, and normally I would use cutting fluid, but just for a little bit of rust removal, which is what I've done there, or rust removing, which is what I've done there. Just cutting dry has been okay. So I was going to do a bit more in this video, but realistically, with the belt gone and not much chance of fixing that in the next day or two, I'm going to have to leave it there. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and there will be more like this, and also more of electronics and gramophone making and gramophone hacking, and hopefully small model aeroplanes and the like. Pretty much everything I've done on my channel so far. Okay, bye for now. Thanks for watching.